Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We will start with our first participant, which happens to be Jordan from Bangkok. Hi, Jordan.
Good evening, Tanajan. You gave a wonderful description last week of the functions of the mind, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana. And so I've been practicing about 2 hours a day, and from my understanding of your teachings, I'm just trying to leave the body alone, and it seems to me like I should also be trying to leave the mind alone in the same way, and just focus on the meditation object, and sort of ignore those four functions of the mind. Is that right?
Well, you just have to know that they are something that sometimes you can control them and sometimes you cannot. And so you have to know when to stop trying to control them when you cannot do it, such as your painful feeling, for instance. Sometimes you might be able to eliminate or lessen it by taking some medicine or something. But sometimes no medicine can do anything to stop the pain. Then in that case, you would have to learn to live with it, to live it alone. You know what I mean?
I think I understand. Yeah.
See, there are two levels of engagement we do with the body and the feelings. We still have to look after the body, we still have to maintain it, keep it alive, and we have to try to deal with the painful sensation that comes up. Some of them we can reduce or eliminate. We do it because we don't want to live in pain, right? We don't want. But if it comes to the point where you cannot do anything about the pain, then you have to use the meditation practice to keep the mind not reacting, not creating any desire or cravings for the pain to disappear. And just learn to live with it. If there's nothing else you can do about it, that's when you need the meditation. You need upekkha or equanimity.
Okay, thank you. And being in the samadhi stage of practice, working towards appana samadhi, any kind of memories or thoughts and emotions that I can do my best to just ignore them and go back to my meditation object, unless it's something that is like a very strong emotion. Then I can use a kind of contemplation to help it dissipate and then go back to the meditation object. Is that right?
Well, if you can ignore it, that's the best thing to do.
Okay.
Just keep focused on your meditation object. But if you find it difficult to focus, then you might have to use contemplation or investigation to figure out what's causing your mind to be restless and agitated. Is it sexual cravings, or is it anger or something? Then you have to use a certain type of remedy for each particular type of agitation. If you have sexual cravings, then you have to use a super contemplation of the unattractive parts of the body. If you have anger, then you might have to use metta, loving kindness, forgiveness. You want to treat people nice. You don't want to get into any confrontation with anybody. So you want to just forgive and forget. And when the mind eventually return back to normality, and you can focus on your meditation object, then you continue on with your meditation object.
Okay.
See what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense. Yes, thank you.
You can use your mindfulness to stick with a meditation object without having to deal with it. Using any special remedy, then you don't need to. But if you find it difficult to focus on your meditation object, the troubling issue keep coming up. It won't leave you alone. So you have to find out what's the trouble, what's the problem, and what remedy is appropriate for such a problem. If you have doubt, the remedy, if you have doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, the remedy is go seek advice from the Buddha, the Dhamma, and Sangha for more information. Listening to Dhamma talk from the masters of the Buddha's suttas. This can help you eliminate doubts in the Buddha's teaching. If you have problem with sleepiness, then you have to maybe reduce your food intake. Don't eat so much. You have to go to meditate in a place where it's a little bit scary. When you're in a scary place, you don't feel asleep. You feel alert. That's why sometimes monks like to go to meditate in the cemetery or in the deep forest, where there are all sorts of dangers surrounding. And this will keep you alert, not sleepy. Okay, these are some of the problems that you might have might come up during your meditation practice.
Wonderful. Yeah, those are great to have those antidotes to use. Fortunately, I haven't had any doubt about in the Dhamma since meeting you, so I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, we call this hindrances, the 5 hindrances: sensual pleasure, craving for sensual pleasure, doubt in the Buddha, sloth and torpor, sleepiness, anger, and the last one is restlessness and agitation. Sometimes you're just restless, agitated.
Yeah.
You need to do more mindfulness before you come to practice. Practice a lot more mindfulness. Try to prevent your mind from thinking about various things that you don't really have to think about. In all your movement of your postures, standing, sitting, walking, lying down, try to be mindful all the time. Then you won't have this restlessness and agitation problem when you meditate. But if you're dealing with things and issues, problems, this can linger in your mind when you meditate. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much. I'll practice like that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go to Louis. Luis, where are you now? From Brazil.
I'm in the bus heading to the airport, Suvarnabhumi Airport.
You fly leaving tonight?
Yeah, I'm flying tonight to Delhi. Yes.
Okay. Did you meet Jordan when you were here?
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Did you meet Jordan, the person who just talked to me?
Jordan, yeah, well, yeah. During his last 2 days, we
I
met.
see. Okay. All right. So do you have any more questions you'd like to ask? Or just coming in to listen and to observe?
Not yet. Yeah.
Okay, so you know how to come in now. So you can always come in wherever you are every Tuesday night
Thank you.
around this time. Okay. All right. Have a safe journey, and maybe
Thank
see
you.
you next year.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, Professor Ken from Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Ajahn.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Not teaching today.
Yeah, I've just finished now. At the moment, this semester I have teaching on a Tuesday. It finishes just before this meeting, so tends to stir up the mind a little bit. But coming in here is a good recovery from that. I have a question, Ajahn. I've been thinking about the Four Noble Truths recently, and I have some degree of intellectual understanding of the Four Noble Truths. You know, I know what they are, but the actual understanding that we gain in the hearts and really seeing the Noble Truths in
You have
real
to
time.
you have to meet the experience. You have to experience it. Then when you're getting old, getting sick or dying, then you can see the stress arising in your mind. That's the first noble truth. The noble truth of stress or anxiety, fear, worry. These are all considered to be dukkha. And that usually happens when your body gets old, gets sick, or dying, or when you lose someone you love, separation from the ones you love, or separation from the things you love, like maybe your wealth, your money, your job, whatever. When this thing happens, you usually experience some sort of discomfort, mental discomfort. And that's what we call dukkha, suffering. And the cause of this suffering is not losing the job, not losing the things you love, but your attachment to them, or your desire to have them back, to have them to be with you all the time. So in order to stop this desire or this cravings for things that you lost, you have to look at their nature. Are they permanent or they're not permanent? They're not permanent. They don't live with you forever. Sooner or later, there will be a separation. Anatta, can you prevent it? Can you control it? No, you cannot. So what do? You just have to accept it. Accept the truth of the three characteristics of existence. If you accept anicca, anatta, then you will have no dukkha, suffering. But if you still want to get things back, when you lose someone you love, you want that someone to come back, and then this can be cause for your stress and anxiety and sadness. So you have to use the wisdom and also a calm mind with equanimity in order to resist your desire or your craving to get things back, things that you lost. So this thing you have to see it in real time when things happen to you, when you lose something that you love. When you're losing your body, for instance, you've been diagnosed with cancer, for instance, and you still remain calm and not affected by the ailment or not. Normally, if you hadn't practiced before, hadn't contemplated before, you would be affected with anxiety and worry and fear. But if you've been practicing Dhamma, you've been investigating the nature of the body all the time, and know beforehand that this body will have to get sick and die one day, and you can somehow convince your mind not to resist this truth, then there will be no dukkha, no suffering, no stress when you heard the news. But if you are affected, then it means your wisdom and your mindfulness is not sharp enough, not strong enough to resist, to stop your defilement, your craving, your attachment. So you have to do more investigation, do more meditation, until your mind eventually remain calm and not being affected by the illness, by the prognosis of the disease that you have. It means you are willing to die, you're willing to let it happen, whatever's going to happen, you're ready. And maybe because you also see that the body is not you, you are the mind who possesses this body, and the mind doesn't get sick with the body. You can use this information to calm the mind down. Say, hey, you're not the one who's getting sick. You're not the one who's gonna die. It's the body that gets sick, and it's the body that's gonna die. But the body doesn't know anything. It's just element, just made of 4 elements. It's just a breaking up of the 4 elements. So once the mind can clearly see the separation of the body and mind clearly, then the mind can eliminate the desire or the craving for the body to continue to exist. And when that happens, then the mind will have no stress. That's how the Four Noble Truths works in real time. But right now, we're just talking about in theory terms. We have to do the homework first. It's like when you go to school, students go to class to learn the theory, and they have to take the examination to prove that they understand the theory. Same way with Buddhism, you have to first study the theory of the Four Noble Truths. Then you have to apply it when you have the examination, when you get old, get sick, or that, when you get stressed, then you know that something is wrong with your mind. Your mind is attached to something or craving for something. Then you have to use wisdom to figure out what, and try to teach the mind to accept the truth that's happening. And the truth is, everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. I mean, everything changes, everything rises and stays sooner or later. Everything is not under anybody's control. It's the work of nature. Everything is the work of nature. When you see that everything is work of nature, then you say, you cannot interfere. You start to leave nature alone. Then you will have no stress, no anxiety, no sadness, no suffering. Okay, so you have to wait until you have stress first to really to know whether you understand the Four Noble Truths or not, and know how to deal with the problem or not. When you have stress, and then you have cravings, some type of cravings, and you want to eliminate that craving. You have to have wisdom and mindfulness of samadhi to be able to let go of your attachment to. When you see things are not under your control anymore, things will have to happen regardless of whether you like it or not. So sometimes you need to expose yourself to some form of stress to test yourself with. Like fasting, for instance, not eating food. When you're not eating, you have hunger pain. Right? This is sensation, painful sensation. So you want to try to use the three characteristics that painful sensation is anatta, it's not under your control. You cannot just tell it to go away. But you can learn to live with it and not be stressed out by it, by accepting by keeping your mind calm, not reacting to, not creating the cravings to get rid of this painful sensation by going for some food, going after some food. So sometimes you need to create stress to test the theory, to test your ability, whether you understand the theory and can apply it in real time or not. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. That's very helpful. Thank you.
All right. Go to Kok Seng from Singapore.
Good evening, Prajan. No questions yet. Just to update Prajan, tomorrow I'll be attending a 5-day retreat at Wat Yannasangwararam conducted by Ajahn Martin. Just for your info.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Prajan.
Next, Alvin from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Namaskar, Ajahn. I just want to say my deepest gratitude to you for sharing the Dhamma with us. Ajahn, it has been 4 years since I joined this online class. I still remember it was on the May day of 2020 during lockdown. Thank you very much, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. You should thank the Buddha, because without the Buddha, we wouldn't be here.
Yes.
All right, he's our chief teacher. Without him, there would be no Buddhism as we know it. All right. Next, we go to Nita and Suchart from California, USA.
Yes, hello, Ajahn. I'm Saket, and Nita's listening in the background,
I see.
preparing.
Where are you in California? Where in California?
We're in Santa Clara, in
Santa
California.
Clara. No, that's in the north, isn't it? Santa Clara.
In the Bay Area, it's.
Okay, good.
And Ajahn, no specific question today. My in-laws are coming in a couple of days, and we are planning to give them a good time and focus on the Brahma Viharas, as you had also advised.
There's considered to be dana, practice dana, generosity.
Yes, that.
Sometimes you have to suspend your meditation practice if you have to entertain people. So you do dana instead, practice dana. And when there's no people for you to entertain, then you can suspend your dana practice and then come back and do the pavana practice. Or maybe you can do both. When you're not busy with them, then you can still meditate.
Yes, actually, my wife's father, he does a lot of meditation, which is mostly a Hindu meditation. He meditates for many hours in the night every day. And he is also a little curious and interested to know about Buddhist meditation. And however, his goal is more towards he wants to step out of the body and travel. Those are the kinds of things which I think interest him. And we will see if he is interested, then maybe he will also join. We will see.
Okay, no problem. It's up to them. It's up to him. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Outsourcing from Malaysia. Hi.
And Ajahn. Good
Is this your
evening,
first
Ajahn.
time? Is this your
Yes.
first time?
Yes.
What can I do for you?
May I ask a few questions?
Please go ahead.
During meditation, I watch my breath. I could follow the breath, and the breath became subtle and disappeared. Then I experienced calmness and stillness. My mind was fixed on the tip of my nose, and my thoughts couldn't come in, that as if there's a barrier blocking. The mind was so charged, and then nothing, I cannot think. Then sometimes I experience piti and sukha, and then I would like to ask whether I should continue watching the breath in this way, or should I contemplate and do contemplation?
No, when you do meditation, you want to just still the mind and make it still for as long as possible. Don't do any contemplation at all. If you want to do contemplation, you have to wait until you come out from your meditation first. Then you can contemplate or investigate the nature of things around you first. People and possessions, that they are under the three characteristics of existence, so that you would not be attached to them. Teach your mind to let go of everything, because sooner or later you're going to have to lose everything. Then you can then investigate the nature of your body and the feeling, so that you can then be let go of your attachment to your body and to your feelings. So this thing you need to do after you come out of meditation, not during meditation.
That's why when I was meditating, the mind was so full of energy, cannot think at all. So I was thinking how to contemplate in this condition when the mind is so concentrated and no thinking can come in at all.
That's right. That's why you don't contemplate. You meditate to stop your mind. This is the time when you want to energize, give the mind strength. What the strength of the mind is in equanimity, ubeka. You should have ubeka when you're in that state, when the mind has no love, hate, fear, or delusion. And you want to have that state of mind for as long as possible. Because the longer you have when you come out of your meditation, your mind will remain calm and peaceful longer. See? And then this will enable you to investigate the nature of things and let go of your attachment. And after you come out of meditation and investigate for a while, and your mind starts to become agitated again or restless, then you should go back and meditate again. So this is the practice between contemplation and meditation. The contemplation is like going to work. Meditation is like going home to rest, to sleep. You need both of them. But you don't do them at the same time. When you go home, you don't work at home. You eat and sleep. And when you leave home, then you go to work. After you get tired from working, you come home and rest. So this is the work of wisdom and samadhi. The relationship between these two is like this. One is to go to work, the other is to go home to rest. So you need both of them when you practice. Eventually, when you reach the stage of wisdom, then you have to alternate in your practice between wisdom and samadhi. Because if you don't rest in samadhi, your investigation or contemplation can become restlessness and agitation, and turn into restlessness and agitation. When you feel that your mind starts to become restless, then it means you need to go back and go practice samadhi to calm your mind down. Okay, and anything
Okay,
else?
the second question is when I go for retreats, I will do both walking and sitting meditation. But normally at home, I don't do any walking meditation. I only do sitting meditation. Is that all right?
Yes, but you can do mindfulness practice during all your activity. Yeah, you have to be always focused on what you do. Don't let your mind go someplace else. If you're eating, focus on your eating. If you're taking a shower, focus on your taking a shower. Don't think about other things. This is like walking meditation. When you walk, you don't think about other things except walking. Using the mantra, if you're using the mantra. So you should practice mindfulness all the time, regardless of where you are and regardless of what you do. Only time you don't practice mindfulness is when you go to sleep. Other than that, as soon as you get up, you have to start mindfulness practice right away.
I try doing mindfulness throughout the day, but sometimes during meditation retreats, my mindfulness is automatic. I don't need any effort. The mindfulness is continuous and automatic. But normal times, I try to do mindfulness throughout the day.
It's hard because you have so many distractions. You have work, you have people to deal with. But when you go to retreat, you are all alone by yourself and you don't have to do anything. So you can practice mindfulness 100%. But when you have to work, you have to deal with people, then you cannot focus on what you do. You have to think and react to people and things. But try to do as much as you can, though.
Yes,
thank you. When you don't have to deal with people or things, then try to calm or stop your thoughts by using your mindfulness. Okay.
Okay, thank you. My son would like to ask you some questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Never mind. Thank you. No.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Ajahn. How did you find about this room, this meeting?
We went YouTube to find about it. My son searched for it. I asked my friends, they didn't know. Then went online to search for it.
I see. Nowadays, easy. Just search online. Okay. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Practice go better, go well.
Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Next, also from Malaysia, Philip from Kuala Lumpur.
Good evening, Ajahn. Greetings from Kuala Lumpur. Thank you for your teaching. I don't have any questions. I mean, like Alvin said, it's been 4 years on this platform. Previously, you always have a Thursday, right? Thursday on YouTube where you take the English questions. I understand on Facebook where you do it on the hut on the hill where I came and visited a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, at the start, I just experiment with various methods. You know.
I was amazed that there were a lot of people coming to visit the time, and at that time I was thinking, how nice it is if I could have to listen to you once a week or something like that, like all the Thai people, and one day it just popped up on the internet.
Yes, I didn't expect this meeting to last this long, but it seems it's becoming quite popular now.
Yeah. Even now people in my office, I don't know. They also know about this. Yeah. So they say, hey, you attend this Ajah's Zoom on Tuesday. You know, they just asked me. I think yesterday. I think they're listening on Facebook.
Yeah, maybe they see it on Facebook or YouTube.
So I think
Okay.
it's help a lot of people. Thank you, Ajahn.
Good. All right. Next intern from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn.
You have any question?
Yes. Ajahn, I have two questions. One, what teaching of Buddha are attaining self-liberation, but why very rare teacher teach the way to be enlightened?
Could you repeat the question again? I didn't quite get it.
The core teaching of the Buddha are attaining self-liberation, but why very rare teacher teach the way to be enlightened?
Enlightenment and liberation is the same thing. Liberation from suffering is enlightenment.
Yes, I understand, Prajahn, but I mean, if we see the now majority the teacher, especially the monk, teach just the script, but more focused to build a temple and dana, not to how to be enlightened.
That's because they don't know how to become enlightened. So they don't know how to teach other people to become enlightened. So they find it easier to teach people to build temples.
Okay. The second question, someone can attain enlightenment cause their effort or combination, their effort, their teacher and their parami?
Well, you need 5 factors. The five spiritual powers. First, you have to have faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, Sattha. Second, you have to have really, you have to have the energy to put in the effort. Third, you have to have mindfulness. Fourth, you have to have samadhi. And fifth, you have to have wisdom or panya. If you have these 5 factors, you can become enlightened.
Okay.
So do you have faith in the Buddha now? Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the exertion? Do you put in your practice? Do you practice a lot or not a lot?
Not enough.
Not enough. Okay. You have to practice all the time. You have to practice all the time.
Yeah. Need time to make decision to full meditation.
Yeah. You have to practice mindfulness, samadhi, and panya.
Now, sometimes I also confuse between walking and meditation. Sometimes I worry if too much meditation, I don't want to walk.
Well, you have to work to feed yourself. But you don't have to work to become rich.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So then you can have some time for your meditation practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Prajahn, next week I cannot attend this Zoom meeting because I have a national gala dinner.
Okay, no problem. You can come in anytime or leave anytime. There's no condition attached to this meeting.
Thank you, Prajahn.
Don't worry. Feel free to come and go as you like. Okay. Even now, once you finish talking to me, if you have to go do something, you can also go. no problem.
Oh
I'm
no,
here.
this is
Mhm.
but I think this is how I learned a lot from Prajan.
Okay, good. I'm happy that I'm not wasting my time.
Many thank you, Prajan. I think
Okay.
I changed a lot.
Okay, you're welcome. All right.
All
I'll
right,
go
thank
to
you,
Gate
Prajan.
Genso from Penang, also from Malaysia.
Ajahn, yeah, very good to meet Ajahn once per week. Yeah, I'm listening, Ajahn.
Okay, good to see you. Next,
Yeah,
we'll go
thank
to
you.
New Zealand with Anura and Ramya.
Hi, good evening, Ajahn. How are you? Yeah,
Good.
so
And
good to see you again. Just looking forward to this meeting. So I have a question, Ajahn. So yeah, meditation is good. So using the parikama word is working. So trying to keep Buddha away so can get to calm, peacefulness. Even though working and in the after work we can do that. Could you after meditation, when there's the pain in the body or somewhere in the knees or somewhere, or when I'm sick, what are the skillful questions that I should ask myself to investigate the pain? You've been telling us that contemplate on the painful feeling. What are the questions that I should ask to and the getting into
anatta,
that?
is it anatta or not anatta? Is it something you can control or not? If you can control, then you do it. If you cannot control it, then you just leave it alone. Because when you try to control something that you cannot control, you can become stressful or disappointed.
Yeah.
So you control things that you can still control. Like washing your clothes, you can wash your clothes, right? So you can wash. So you have clean clothes to wear. So you wash them. But if somehow you become incapacitated and you cannot wash your clothes, what do? You just have to wear dirty clothes.
Mm-hmm.
At least, but you won't have any stress from wearing these things. Same way with things that you have to deal with that come affect your mind. You have to ask yourself, is this something you can control, manage, or do something about it or not? If you can, do it. Yeah. But if you cannot, then you have to learn to live with it. And the way to live with it, you have to have calm. You have to have equanimity. So, but because you might tend to react to things sometimes, when even you know that you cannot do anything about it, you still want to do something about it, and this causes you the stress of the mental problem. If you don't want to have any mental problem or stress, then you have to accept that this is something you cannot do anything about. But you can live with it. You can live with everything. The mind can live with everything. The mind can experience everything. The problem is the mind sometimes doesn't want to. That's when you get stressed. If you don't want to get stressed, then you have to teach the mind to experience everything that comes to you, come to your mind. So sometimes, what can you do with the painful feeling? Of course, you can move your body and the painful will disappear. But we are here to learn how to deal with a situation in which we cannot remove the painful feeling. And what do? The harder we try to remove it, the more stressful it becomes. If you don't want to have any stress, then you just have to stop trying to remove the painful feeling and accept the painful feeling that is beyond your control. It's anatta. It's like the weather. Try to look at like the weather. We don't get stressed with the weather because we know we have to learn to live with the weather. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Ajahn. So may I ask another question just to
Sure,
clarify
sure.
my understanding? So in conventional reality, we say anicca dukkha anatta, and when an arahat or enlightened being realize the path to abandon the dukkha, after that his chitta is completely empty. I mean, there's no more dukkha. So that means for an arahat, his chitta, the anicca dukkha anatta won't apply, and so the chitta is permanent. Is that why it's called chitta is permanent? Is it my understanding correct, Tangaja?
No, the chitta
No?
is permanent because this is the nature of the chitta. Whether enlightened or not enlightened, the chitta doesn't die. It exists forever. Only the difference between an enlightened person and an enlightened person is that enlightened person doesn't create any dukkha because it has the it has the wisdom to see that everything is anicca dukkha anatta, and it cannot always control them. So an enlightened person will not create any cravings to cause and to create any stress or dukkha in the mind. But an enlightened person still experience the same thing as an unenlightened person. The body is still the same body, you still get old, get sick, and die. But the reaction toward the body between an enlightened person and an unenlightened person is different. An unenlightened person reacts to the body with attachment and craving, whereby creating stress for them. See? Why an enlightened person doesn't react with cravings or attachment. It's just merely being aware, acknowledging, accepting. So as far as the mind is permanent. It's everlasting. It doesn't die. There are 6 things in the whole physical and spiritual universe that we exist. They are the 6 great elements. They call the 6 great elements: the water, the earth, the water, the wind, the fire, the space, and the knowing element. These things, they don't die. They're not destructible. Let's put it that way. But they can form into human body, form into animal body, form into trees, mountains, planets, and so forth. They form and then they can also change again, deform and reform again. This is the building blocks of our existence, all things, the 6 great elements. And the most important thing of all this element is the knowing element, in which we all have one. We have this knowing element. And our problem with our knowing element is that it's delusional. It doesn't know how to deal with things properly in such a way that will not cause it any stress. And this is something that no one knows how to do or get rid of, the stress. Only occasionally, once in a long time, come a very smart, intelligent people like the Buddha. We have discovered how to suppress or how to eliminate the stress within the mind, which is caused by the mind delusion.
I understood, Tangaja. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
So your mind doesn't die with your body. It goes on whether to a new birth or go to Nibbana. The Buddha and his noble disciple, the mind goes to stay forever in Nibbana. Why your mind, if you're still not enlightened, if you still have cravings, defilement, then you go take new birth again.
So the delusion basically appears as greed or hatred. So we always have these 2 in our mind.
Yeah, because your delusion will deceive you to think that to be born is good. So you can have more happiness, more fun. See? When you're born, you have a body, and you can go and do anything with your body. But it only see half of the story. It doesn't see the other half, the suffering half. You only see the joyful half, but not the suffering half. But a wise person will see both sides of the story and say, being born is not good. Because being born, you will be subjected to aging, sickness, and death. So it's better to stop being reborn. Once there's no rebirth, then there will be no aging, sickness, and death, no suffering forever. But you still exist, but exist without the body. Just like when you go to sleep, the mind still exists. The mind is temporarily separate from the body. So the mind still exists forever. Just how it exists with craving or without cravings. If it exists with craving, it will go take a new birth, a new body. If it exists without craving, then it won't take any new birth anymore. Like the mind, the Buddha, and the Arahant, they don't take birth anymore, but they still exist. With supreme happiness, paramang sukham. All enlightened person discover that the real happiness is in emptiness. To have nothing is a supreme happiness. To have something is supreme dukkha, supreme suffering. Because everything you have will change and will eventually die or disappear. Then you will have suffering when that happens. But with emptiness, they don't disappear. They're with you all the time, forever.
That's why when in meditation, it's when it's peaceful and calm. When you become more empty, then you are more happy and joy.
That's right. You don't rely on anything to make you happy. You rely on having nothing to make you happy.
True.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Go to Maria. Hi, Maria. Where are you now? Maria, can you unmute your microphone?
Hello, Tanajan. I'm still in Samui with my friend
I see.
here. Yes, and we have a few questions today.
Sure.
We were discussing about 12 links, Paticca Samuppada, and we wanted to ask. It says that ignorance creates sankhara, and sankhara creates vijnana, and vijnana creates mind and body. So vijnana appears before mind and body.
No, this is not creating. It's just a matter of causing something else to happen. With ignorance, avijja, ignorance will instigate the sankhara to go look for happiness through the body, you see. Because it doesn't know any other way of having happiness. It only knows that to be happy, you need to have a body. You have to have the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. So you can then access the sensual objects, such as images, sound, taste, smell. Okay. So once avijja instigates sankhara to go after this, sankhara then push vijnana, which is the connector. The vijnana is the connecting thing between the mind and the body. So the vijnana then will connect to the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. So when you have this connection, you have this mind and body system create nama rupa. And with this, then when the eyes come into contact with the images, it is sent to the mind to perceive, to see what it is. And then once it perceives, then it will create sensation, vedana, good or bad feeling. And once there's good or bad feeling, there is cravings for good and craving for eliminating getting rid of the bad feelings. So you have tanha or craving. With craving, when you have something, you become attached to what you get. If you like something, you want to keep it with you all the time, right? Then you have by doing this, you're creating a new existence. When the body die, you have to go and get a new body to continue on with possessing this thing that you like. So that's when you get rebirth. So the problem with the chain here is the cravings and the attachment, that you have to use wisdom to stop your cravings and stop your attachment by seeing that this thing that you crave for or attached to, anicca, dukkha, anatta, they can cause you suffering. They don't only give you happiness, they also give you sorrow or sadness when they change or when they disappear. So when you see the three characteristics of existence, then you can stop your cravings and your attachment. Then you won't stop. Then you won't have a new existence, a new rebirth. So our practice here is to teach the mind the three characteristics of existence, with the support of the practice of samadhi, because you need the strength of the samadhi to stop your cravings. Wisdom tells you the reason why you should not have any craving for anything, because everything is anicca, anatta.
So, and
Go ahead.
and we can judge on whether we have craving or not, because sometimes it's not so obvious. So when we feel stress in the mind, when we feel like tense, it means that we have craving for something, right?
That's right. Sometimes you crave for alcohol, so you have to drink something to calm your mind, to calm yourself down. Some people need cigarettes, to calm themselves down. So if you want to stop, if you see this craving is bad for you, then you resist it with samadhi, with equanimity. Every time you want to have a smoke, you go meditate. Or every time you want to have a drink, you go to do meditation instead. Then when you can do this, then you can eventually give up your cravings for these things.
Okay, thank you. And we have one more question. Actually, two more questions. I wanted to ask about Vedana. Vedana is both feeling in the mind and sensation on the body. It's like meaning both emotion and sensation.
Vedana has two sources, the physical source, which is the body, and the mental source, which is the mind. The physical source is when your body gets sick or get hungry, you get Vedana. Okay. And you have good and bad Vedana. When you're hungry, you have bad Vedana. When you're full, you have good Vedana. This comes from the body. And another source of this Vedana comes from the mind, from your thought, from your thinking. When you're thinking about bad things, you get bad feeling. You think about the war in Ukraine, for instance, you have bad feelings. But when you think about Christmas celebration, you have good feeling. This comes from the mind.
Okay. I also wanted to ask about when we name all the qualities of Dhamma, we say that it is sanditthiko and akaliko. It means it is timeless. What does it mean, sanditthiko and akaliko?
Well, sanditthiko is the teaching of the Buddha has to be proven by yourself. The practitioner will be the one who will experience and appreciate the teaching of the Buddha. Not by just studying alone. Studying is not good enough. You have to do the practice to really see and appreciate, experience the teaching of the Buddha. Akaliko means it's timeless. You can do it anytime, anywhere, at any ages. The teaching of Buddha is always the same, gives you the same result. Whether you practice during the time of the Buddha or you're practicing right now, you get the same result, which is Nibbana. This is akadiko, timeless. The teaching of the Buddha is always ever present, always active, always effective. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
It doesn't depend on time. Doesn't change with time.
Also, my friend is asking how to work with the fear of death. If you are afraid that when you get old, like you don't have your beauty anymore, and then you will die finally. It's only working with anicca and anatta, right?
Yes, right. You have to keep thinking about it to teach your mind to slowly accept the truth that this body is gonna get old, get sick, and die. And it's the same with everybody's body. But also you have to also believe in the Buddha's teaching that said that the body is not you. You are not the one who died. You are the one who suffer because you are the mind, you're not the body. So if you can understand this, then you might be able to accept the death of the body and say, yeah, I don't die with the body. The body is not me. I'm just like a driver of the automobile. The body is like an automobile and the mind is like a driver. The driver tells the body what to do, right? They have to walk, to eat, to do things. The body cannot tell itself what to do. The body has to wait for the mind to tell it what to do. So the body and the mind are two separate persons, not one and the same person. When the body gets sick or die, the mind doesn't get sick or die with the body. And in order to be able to accept this, you have to meditate. You have to, when you meditate successfully, you will be able to separate the mind from the body. And if you don't meditate, the mind and the body is still coupled together, like one person. So you have to use meditation to separate the mind from the body. And once you successfully separate the mind from the body in meditation, after you come back from meditation, you have to constantly tell your mind that the body is not you. And let go of your attachment to the body. Whatever happens to the body, if there's nothing you can do or prevent, then you just let it be.
So both concentration and investigation, they both help us to separate mind and body, right?
That's right. You need both of them.
Okay, and last question. What happens if a person dies feeling much fear? For example, if the plane is going to crash, or if you fall down from a rock, so you're going to die, and the last emotion you feel is like great fear. Does it influence the process of rebirth?
No. The process of rebirth is dependent on your accumulated good or bad karma that you have done. So it depends on how much good karma you have and how much bad karma you have. If you have more good karma than bad karma, you still go to heaven. But if you have more bad karma than good karma, then you go to hell. So it doesn't matter how you die. The last moment of death doesn't determine your rebirth. Your rebirth depends where you go next, whether heaven or hell, good realm or bad realm, is depend on the balance between your good and bad karma, which is stronger. If your bad karma is stronger, then your bad karma will be the one to pull the mind to go to a bad realm of existence. If your good karma is stronger, then your good karma will pull your mind toward a good realm of existence. And you stay in those realms until the good or the bad karma expire and doesn't have any more strength to pull the mind either way. Then you come and take birth as a human again.
And if a person, for example, commits suicide, it is considered like breaking Shila if he is killing himself. It will influence his process of rebirth.
Yeah, you're creating more bad karma. you're adding more bad karma to the balance that you already have.
But if he has done a lot of good karma, even if he commits suicide, he can still go to heaven if his good karma is more than bad karma.
Yes, if the good karma is more than the bad karma.
Okay, and what is how the Buddhists see the euthanasia, like when a person is suffering much from his disease, or the animal is suffering much, so they just give some injection to kill. I think it's breaking of Shila, but some people say that when it's like a person or animal is in great pain, it's better to help them not to be in such pain, like that they can die in a calm state of mind. What do you think?
You're still killing, see. And actually the pain of the body isn't that great. The greater pain is in the mind, the mental pain, which is caused by the desire not to die. See? So if the person can somehow understand this and stop the desire not to die and accept death, then there will be no mental pain. Then the person can continue on living until the body dies naturally without having to kill the body.
Okay, thank you so much.
Because if you keep killing your body, every time you come back, next time when you return and born as a human, when you face a similar situation, you will kill yourself again. And this will not solve your problem. You have to solve by killing your craving, not killing the body.
Does it mean that even if you feel great pain from your sickness, it's better not to take any medicine that no painkillers, if you can?
Yes, if you can kill the mental pain, you can get rid of the mental pain, then there is no need to take any painkillers.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Maybe see you again anytime when you have any question, you always can come back in, okay? All right, next we'll go to Bangkok with B. Ravin. B.
Hi, good evening, Prajan. Good to see you.
Go ahead, any question?
I'm trying to think because actually some of my questions were answered just now. So I'm just trying to rephrase my question. So maybe my question will be on the mind. So Prajan, we talk often about the body being impermanent, and we should contemplate, meditate to get rid of our desire for the body. But I read in your book, and you mentioned that the mind itself also has is also impermanent and also has fetters. So maybe my question would be, how can the mind be impermanent when I think you mentioned that the knowing element is something that is permanent with the mind?
When you talk about the mind being impermanent, it means the conditions in the mind is being impermanent. It keeps changing. Like your thoughts keep changing, your feeling keep changing, your perception keep changing, your vijnana keep changing, depending on the context. Then that come into contact with the mind. See? So someday you have good feeling, sometimes you have bad feeling. And this is the thing that we have to understand, that they are anicca, dukkha, anatta, not the knowing element itself, but the content of the knowing element keep changing. The nama khandas keep changing. By changing, it creates you. Someday you have good feelings, someday you have bad feelings. Sometimes you have good emotion, sometimes you have bad emotion. This sometimes you cannot get rid of or change because they are not under your control. So the best way is, if you don't want to create any stress for the mind, just to accept them for what they are. Just like the way you accept the conditions, changing conditions of the body and feeling. In this regard, that's what it means by the mind being anicca. Not the mind itself. The knowing element is not anicca, but the content of the mind. What contains in the mind? Your emotion, your feelings, your thoughts keep changing every day, right? Someday you get up in the morning and you start feeling bad already without knowing why. And if you want to make it feel good, sometimes you make it worse. So better just to accept it for what it is and say, this is anicca. It will change. Anatta is not always under your control. You cannot always make it feel good.
So it's the nature of the 5 khandhas
Yeah.
being impermanent and constantly changing.
Yeah, they have the 3 characteristics of existence. Anicca, dukkha. Anicca, anatta, dukkha happens because you want to manage them or control them. And when you cannot control them, then you get dukkha. So don't try to control your body, don't try to control your feeling, don't try to control your emotion when you cannot do it. When you can do it, do it. But when you cannot do it, then you just have to let it be.
Yes. So Prajan, that means if I were to experience these emotions, I should try to meditate and get into jhana to get rid of them.
If you can, you can. When you meditate and get into jhana, it means you want to leave them alone. See? But if you want to go get a drink or go to a movie to make you feel better, then this is trying to manage them. Sometimes you go to a movie doesn't solve the problem either. Having a drink doesn't solve the problem either. So you have more drinks.
Makes it worse, actually.
Make it worse. So it's better just to leave them alone. They come and go like the weather.
It's like the saying, oh, I need a drink, I'm stressed. That's actually bad.
What you should do is, I need to meditate better if you want to solve it by meditating. By meditating, it means you want to leave the problem alone. Let it sort itself out. You just want to be a watcher or be someone who's aware of the problem, but not trying to do it to deal with it anyway, because you don't know how to deal with it. So you just leave it alone.
Yes. So meditation is a way to get rid of our desires for bodily
changing,
desires.
for trying to interact or trying to manage things. Yeah. When we cannot do anything, we're better just to stay put and let things sort themselves out eventually. Because nothing lasts forever. Your bad feeling eventually will disappear, replaced by good feeling or neutral feeling. Same way with emotions.
So that's why, Prajan, you mentioned don't be to enjoy the good feelings and also don't stress over the bad feelings, because they will eventually pass and intertwine between each other. So don't be engulfed or be impacted by them.
Right, because you become attached to them. See, with good feelings, you want to keep it forever. When it doesn't last, then you become sad when it disappears. And with bad feelings, you want to get rid of them right away. And when you cannot get rid of them, you also feel bad. So it's better just to let them come and go. All you need is equanimity, ubekha. Once your mind has ubekha, then you can leave things alone. When you see them as being anicca and anatta. They still happen, they still exist, but your mind is not disturbed by them. Your mind remains calm. Okay?
Yes, understood, Prajan. Thank you.
You're welcome. Go to Sao Paulo now. Hi, Alfredo.
Hi, Bante.
How are you?
Okay, and you?
Good. Did you go see the doctor yet?
Yes. The doctor say that that I don't have cancer on the stomach. The
no
other,
cancer. Okay.
no cancer. he thinks, he asked the biopsy of stomach. He said that the other doctor, a woman doctor, say it's possible cancer. They say that not tell the truth, not tell. They are a younger doctor. The oncologist of cancer.
So how do you feel? How do you feel if you have cancer? Will you be sad? Will you be worried? Or will you just say "Sanija Anatta"?
I was a little anxious. I change things. I change any things. I do things. I tell any friends. I'm a little busy. It's good, but it's good. It's good to change. Change is good. I think it's good.
Change what?
What?
What do you mean? What do you change?
I change any things that I do. At night I do dancing. I do any things. I do academy. I do. I take care for my cutie. I take care my cars and my motorcycles. I do very things. Meditate less, not meditate a lot. Meditate less and do more things. Like Ajahn Chah, when he needed to do a road in countryside, to do build a road, a way to peoples to climb the Ajahn Chah have to monks say to monks that they have to work, not meditate. If need to work, they have to work. and Ajahn Sumedho, no, I want to meditate only. I don't work. I only meditate. Don't meditate. And Ajahn Chah say to Ajahn Sumedho, no, Ajahn Sumedho. Oh yes, you are meditate. Ajahn Sumedho, go meditate. And one week to tomorrow, Ajahn Sumedho takes to say to Ajahn Chah, I don't meditate. I have work. It's a history of the past of Dhamma and monks.
Yes, sometimes you have to work. Sometimes you have to meditate. So you have to know the right time to do that. To do that work.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to fix your house. If you have a broken roof, you have to fix the house, not just sit there and meditate.
Yes.
You have to fix the roof, right? But when there's nothing to work, then you should meditate. Don't try work to do it. Just to escape from meditating.
Yes. It's our karma, né, Bante? It's our karma. That have peoples that work more and work less. It's our karma, né, Bante? Our past, we do our past. Now is the karma, the effect, the kama vipaka, né? The vipaka of karma.
If in the past you used to do a lot of meditation, then you will probably want to do more meditation now.
Yes.
If you used to do.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I do my life to meditate.
Okay.
I preparate my life to meditate. Né?
Yes.
I have a money in bank. I have a cutie. I have friends. Okay, né? No fight a lot, né? With friends. Então, I preparate my life to meditate, né, Bante? To samadhi, né? But sati and wisdom is very important, né, Bante? Sati and wisdom is very important to meditate is okay, né? To samadhi is okay, né?
Yes,
Bante,
yes.
no, say, Bante, say.
No, I forgot what I wanted to say already.
But very good. You're very inspired today, but congratulations. Very good your explanation about Dhamma. When you say about the Four Noble Truth to the prof, to the teacher, to the prophet,
Professor,
it's very
yeah.
good.
Okay.
Yes, very good explanation. Remember Asada, Adinava, and Nisarana. Nisarana, the escape. Escape, Nisarana. Four Noble Truth. And Asadana, the danger. Asada, the danger. Four Noble Truth is very important to see the danger, né, Bante? And Asada Adinava, Adinava, the gratifications, né, Bante? When you win with the Dhamma, né? Gain with the Dhamma, né? The merits of the Dhamma, the vipaka of the Dhamma, good things with the Dhamma, né, Bante? Asada Adinava and Nisarana on Four Noble Truth. You are today, Bante, you are perfect, very perfect. Congratulations of your. I think Theravada is your things today, Bante. Theravada is the most Dhamma. Why you think about Mahayana don't like Theravada? Is but Theravada is a lot of teachings and not have fruits, Bante?
I don't know. I just don't pay attention to other people. It's up to them. You cannot stop them to like or dislike something. If they like something, it's up to them. If they don't like something, it's up to them. It's not for us to worry about. What we should worry about is how to get enlightened better. Okay?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
I understand. I understand, but I am a Theravada student. But the problem of Mahayana in Theravada is not good, but it's not good.
Leave them alone and don't worry about them. Okay.
Yes.
Worry about ourselves. Try to get ourselves become enlightened better.
Yes.
Okay.
Asuba, but asuba with the word.
That's right.
With the samsara.
Yeah. Okay.
The problems of samsara is not me, Bante.
Yeah, you must not forget to meditate. Don't work only. You have to meditate also. Okay.
Yes. No worry.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Good.
Okay, I'll go to Dubai with Aparachita.
Hello, good evening, Ajahn.
Yes, greeting to you.
Now I'm listening as always, and some beautiful gems that you just said just now, like don't kill the body, kill the craving. I think that's very clear. And it's the craving.
Yeah, the problem is the craving, not the body. The body will die anyway, whether you kill it or not. Killing the body doesn't solve any problem. Yeah. Killing the craving will solve all the problem. The important problem, which is suffering.
In a way, just listening to another lady, I guess women's preoccupation with their looks and growing old, that killing the body or saving the body, they're actually both sides of the same coin in a way.
Yes, they are forms of cravings.
Yes.
And it will make them unhappy anyway, whichever way they do. So once
Yeah.
you can kill the cravings, then you can accept the body for what it is, whether it's good looking or not, whether it's living or dying. It will not bother you.
Yeah. And in a way, also, like, as the Buddha said, like, it's actually, we are lucky to have this body because we can meditate. So put it to good use instead of wasting, like I know I have wasted many of my life so far on all the wrong preoccupations until I really heard the true Dhamma. So yeah, so thank you. Thank you.
That's right. We should consider ourselves fortunate to have this body to be able to study and practice the teaching of the Buddha.
Yes.
So try to make good use of it before we lose it one day.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Belinda. Hi, Belinda.
Hello, Ajahn. I might count you on.
Oh, really? You got here when yesterday?
Yes, yesterday.
Okay. Good. You like it there?
Yes. Exceeds my expectation.
Good. Make good use of it.
Yes.
Mindfulness now. There's no distraction now. You cannot blame anybody now, anything now, except yourself.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I have dukkha to work on, Ajahn. I'm not feeling well, so it's the first the dukkha, the first the first noble truth. So now working on it.
Yes.
Not feeling.
Just don't feel bad with you. Just as long as you don't make your mind feel bad with the sickness of the body. Accept the sickness of the body, then your mind will not get sick also. But if you worry about your body, then you get your mind is also getting sick with the body. So for the mind, you should just meditate. The body, you just take the medicine for the body, and you give meditation. Give the mind the medicine by meditation. Okay. Hope you enjoy your stay, and hope it's a fruitful stay for you.
Thank you, Ajahn. Yes, I'm listening to this Dhamma. I listen to your teaching, like, yeah, things changing, coming up, and all the tips on what to do in their lives.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll go to Vandana now. Vandana, I think from California somewhere. Long time no see.
Thank you, Ajahn. I'm glad you remember me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you still send in your question from time to time, right?
Yes, I do on Facebook. So today I think the Facebook started a little later. So I thought, okay, maybe only a live meeting. So I should go back and join. And I wanted to pay my respect and thanks to you for a long time. But then, yeah, so I couldn't. But my practice, I just want to say thank you to Buddha to connect me with all the good teachers, including yourself. And my practice been progressed very good since last year. I've been meditating for so many hours, and mind just want to stay in that state, blissful, joyful states. And now finally I just start to see that I don't have to get attached to that. And but the good thing is that when I'm working, I'm 100% focused on work, and the work goes really well and pretty quick. Because I'm a teacher, I have to read students' papers, but somehow it goes pretty fast and with accuracy. So, and then mind doesn't want to do anything else, just meditate after work. And I do walking meditation, sitting, started 8 precepts, as much as possible for a few months, no entertainment. Last year, this year actually, in the beginning, I visited Bodh Gaya and all the holy sites for where Buddha was, Savatthi, Kushinara, and everything. So the faith became more and more stronger in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And this weekend, we just met Ajahn Jayasaro. He's visiting Abhayagiri in California. So I was blessed enough to meet with him for 3 times and got to talk to him. So it's been very, very well. So things are coming, going, seeing as the mind is now started to investigate anicca, dukkha, anatta on a day-to-day life. And it's not like no problem came. So many things came, but they also disappeared. So I'm very, very grateful to be in touch with you all this time. Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Do you have any question tonight?
No, Ajahn, I just came to say thank you. That's all.
Okay, good to see you again.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
All right, next to Nining. Nining from Indonesia.
Yeah, good evening, Prajan. I have a question. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
How Ajahn maintain health? Does Ajahn take any vitamin or supplement? Does Ajahn have any restriction of the certain food? Is there any tips for us? For example, is there any food that shouldn't be taken in order to improve the practice?
Just eat normally, whatever is available. Don't be choosy. Just any type of food that doesn't cause you any sickness. But it doesn't have to be expensive or anything like that. Just anything that will just keep the body going. Simple.
Because scientists now find that if we want to battle the cancer, if we want to be healthy, we have to take more protein. So,
yes, but it doesn't change the formula anyway. You die anyway. So don't worry too much about it.
yeah.
Maybe a few years longer, but the result is the same. So don't waste too much time worrying about them. You know. Rather spend time trying to get rid of your worry by accepting death. Once you can accept death, then it doesn't matter what you eat, you know, because you're gonna end up dead anyway, sooner or later.
Oh, I see. Because I am a lacto-ovo vegetarian, and the admin said that I'm not allowed to request certain meal. So I just wondering if I plan to go to Wat Yan in June. So if I don't take any meat,
yes, you can order the caterer to bring you just vegetarian food. It's okay.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Just tell them that you are vegetarian, so they know, so they can cook you vegetarian food.
Okay, thank you, Prajan. So actually, I want to bring something from Indonesia, maybe to do food offer to Ajahn. So that's why I asked that. Is there any restriction for certain food?
Don't worry about it. Just bring anything you want to give. Just try to make it simple and easy. Don't make it complicated. Okay.
Okay, because I believe most of people here believe that Ajahn already enlightened. So we want to bring something that I wish that Ajahn eat what I bring from my country. That's all.
If I eat everything that people give me, I'll be dead from overeating.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Just so
Thank you.
don't worry about me. Just just give whatever you want to give. This is on your part. But giving is good for you to give. But as far as the receiver is concerned, don't worry about them. Just give what you think is good for them, that's all. And then whether they can take it or not, whether they can eat or not, that's the problem. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you then. No more
Okay.
question. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Okay, Sui and Czech from Vancouver. You have anything to give me? How about a Rolls Royce? Give me a Rolls Royce.
I like the golf cart that the people my friend just sent me a picture of you on the golf cart.
Yeah.
Um,
I cannot walk or stand for long. I get painful in the back, pain in the back. So I have to sit. Can walk away for 5 minutes and then start to be painful.
but you used to be on the bus, Ajahn? On the
That's,
bus?
that's before I get the golf cart. See. So whenever I feel painful in the back, so I have to get on the bus and rest for a while until the pain subside. Then I come back and walk again.
Oh,
So people decide to buy me a golf cart.
yeah.
Then I can go through the whole route without interruption.
The whole route that so that people won't miss out on Ajahn. Yeah. If not, they feel disappointed not
Yeah,
to see.
sometimes they saw me. They saw me, but then when the time when get to them, I wasn't there. I was on the bus sometimes.
Yeah. Must be disappointing.
Yeah. So sometimes they have to go get on the bus to give me the food.
Golf cart is such a great idea.
Yeah.
It's the speed is not too fast, and then yeah. Yeah, I really like that you said that we don't solve problem by killing our body, but by killing the mental defilement. We can't solve problem by killing our body. Instead, to kill the defilement.
Yes, because the kill is cruel, regardless of the reason. It's only your delusion that try to, make justification that killing is good. But in reality, killing is not good. Killing anybody, yourself or anybody, this is not good. No one wants to be killed, right? So I think people forgot this fact because they feel terrible seeing somebody suffer. So they don't want to see them suffer because it makes them suffer also.
Yeah.
That's because they don't accept death. They don't accept the painful feeling that is part of life. If they can accept, then they can just leave things alone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's probably we feel bad when you look at people's pain and then you don't want to look at it. So
Yeah, but then by helping other people's pain by killing them, you show your cruelty toward them, not your mercy. They call mercy killing, but there's no such thing as mercy killing. Killing is always bad. It's always cruel. I don't know why people can somehow justify by saying it's mercy killing.
To make them feel better.
That's right, but it doesn't make them feel better anyway.
yeah. You said that like the just now you discussed about the Buddha's teaching being akalical is timeless.
Yes, timeless.
Well, how come it will disappear after 5,000 years?
Because nobody take it up, that's all. It's still there. The next Buddha will bring it up again.
It's still there.
Yeah, still there, but no one practices. No one studied the teaching, the practice. So it just then disappear from people's mind, and wait for a new Buddha to discover it again and bring it forward.
So it's not that it's gone, it's just disappear from people's
Some
mind.
people's interest. Nobody interested to study or practice anymore. So it's there all the time. The Four Noble Truths is always there. Like the law of gravity is always there, right? It's waiting for somebody to discover it, that's all.
Oh.
Can you say the law of gravity change? No, it doesn't change, right? It's always there. But whether the people will know it or not, that can change.
Oh. Okay.
There will be a new Buddha, a new person to discover the Four Noble Truths and bring it to teach to other people. So we always have a new person to discover the Four Noble Truths after it has been disappeared from the face of the earth. Like our Buddha, when he practiced, there was no Four Noble Truths taught by anybody. Nobody knew anything about the Four Noble Truths.
Yeah.
Except he didn't know the Four Noble Truths, but then eventually he wants to get rid of his suffering. So he eventually investigate and finally found the Four Noble Truths. It's in our heart. The Four Noble Truths is in our mind, in everybody's mind. But we just don't see it, that's all. Right? When you have stress, is that the Noble Truth or not? When you cry, that's the Noble Truth, the first Noble Truth already of suffering. But you don't investigate, say, why am I crying? Why should I cry? Why do you have to cry? Because I want my money back. I want my husband back. Because he went and have somebody else. So you cry. You don't see the cause of your crying because of your craving, your desire. You want your husband back. You lose your husband. He goes and live with somebody else. So you cry. This is the Four Noble Truths happening all the time in people's mind, but they don't see it as such. When you're sad, that's the first Noble Truth already. Okay. When you hear some bad news, you're sad. And what's the cause of your sadness? You don't want to hear sad news. You want to hear good news. See, the Four Noble Truths is always there, but nobody sees it. Even the Buddha, before he became enlightened, he had it inside himself, but he didn't see it. The delusion is so great that covers up this thing. You don't see it inside yourself.
And even if we don't know the solution.
Yeah. When you feel sad, you blame on somebody else. You blame on your husband leaving you. He's the one who makes you sad. But in fact, it's not him that makes you sad. And him leaving you doesn't make you sad. It's your desire for him not to leave that makes you sad. See? So if you could change your mind and say, okay, he can go, I don't care, then you won't be sad, right? See, the Noble Truth is always there, but people don't see it.
But like to me, it's like wow, it's like so many people in this world, but we all don't see it. Like,
yeah, it takes just one person, once in a long time to be able to see these truths.
Yeah, and then
Then he can teach other people to see it. As soon as he saw it, he then taught the 5 ascetics, and as soon as he taught them, they could also see it. So, see, the first discourse after he taught the Four Noble Truths, one of the 5 listeners became enlightened. Yes, I can see now. The Four Noble Truths is in myself, in my mind, working all the time, but I just don't see it. That's all. When I feel sad, instead of killing my craving or my desire, I go kill other people. That make me sad. Then you have to keep killing other people because there will be some more people that will make you sad again. But if you kill your defilement once and you kill it once and for all, then you will never be sad anymore.
Yeah.
So this is what we want to do. We want to stop the second noble truth from happening. If it happens, we want to eliminate it or stop it. Which are your cravings, your desire. By using the practice of the meditation and wisdom, see that you cannot change things. Things are beyond your control. People die, people leave you, you cannot stop them when that happens. Only thing you can do is just accept it. If you can accept it, then you won't get sad. You don't become sad. Okay.
That's why you always ask us to thank the Buddha, Ajahn. You
Yeah.
never.
Without him, we won't be here talking about these things. It all came from him.
Yes, yes, Ajahn.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, Nigel Chan of Hong Kong.
Yes, Ajahn. How are you?
Okay, thank you. And you?
Recently I have some difficulty in my practice, and so I come to see you.
Okay.
Yeah. So a problem has been haunting me for I think months. That I will have a certain sadness, which I do not know why, and it springs up suddenly, and it will last for around for hours, like sometimes 6 hours, sometimes 9 hours, and sometimes a little bit trigger, and then will make my sadness pervade. And then, for example, usually I will chant inside my mind or watch the breath in order to calm my mind. But sometimes successful, sometimes I'm not successful. And when I'm not successful, I will feel very agitated, and my mind is restless, and I have nowhere to suppress this sadness. And usually the solution to this sadness is sleep. But for example, last night I have insomnia, so the sadness attacked me for the whole night. And so I'm finding Ajahn for your insight how to solve this sadness.
Well, sadness comes from your desire, or you're wanting something, and you're not getting what you want. That makes you sad. See? So somehow you have to stop this desire for things to be the way you want it to be. You know? And
sometimes, sorry.
And you can do this by stopping your thought, by meditating. Once you stop thinking, then you forget about what you wanted. Then your sadness will temporarily disappear, but not permanently. As soon as you start to think about things again, you can become sad again. If you want to get rid of your sadness permanently, then you have to accept that things just happen to be the way they are because it's not because they are not under your control. They don't respond to your desire. Let's put it that way.
By vipassana, right?
Yeah, they are our anatta.
But sometimes, like I have this sadness for no reason, not because of a desire, but it just brings up this emotion. And then when this sadness brings up, and my mind will tune to think about something negative. And when I think, it will increase my sadness. When I think, it will increase again. So yeah, it's very hard to jump out of this cycle sometimes.
But you have to use meditation to stop it. Use mindfulness to stop it first.
But
Stop
sometimes,
thinking. Stop thinking.
sometimes I find it very hard. Even if, when last night, for example, last night is a nightmare. I watch my breath. I keep on watching my breath, but the sadness over my chest is very huge, and then it keep on distracting me from me watching my breath. And so last night I fell and I gone crazy.
Well, what you should do is you should accept the sadness itself. Let it be sad. Don't try to get rid of it. If you cannot get rid of it, then accept the sadness. Just be sad and be happy with sadness instead. See, so you can smile now, you can laugh now. Your problem is because you don't want to be sad, and that caused you to have more sadness. And you don't know how to get rid of the sadness. That even makes you more sad. So the best way is if you don't know how to get rid of your sadness is to accept it. Okay, let's be sad and be happy with it.
Okay, so I have to tune my mindset to accept this sadness, but at the same time, keep like watching my breath, trying to jump out of this cycle, right?
Well, if you can accept it, you don't have to watch your breath anymore. Once you accept it, you can become happy.
Happy. It's difficult. But even sometimes I because for this sadness it happens many times for these few months. So I have used many effort, like trying to like watch it and as a Vedana Satipatthana, by practicing Vedana Satipatthana, by watching this Vedana, but I just let it be. But I do not feel happiness. I just
Because you haven't yet let go of it completely. See? If you could let go of it completely, then there will be no sadness left in your mind, and you feel light and easy and happy.
Okay. Is this phenomenon due to my past karma? Because when this sadness occurs, for example, last night my stomach clenched, and I feel nausea and likely to vomit, and my body and mind are both suffering, and it's like something tormenting me.
Don't worry about the past karma. Worry about how to deal with your problem now. And like I said, the best way is to embrace it. If you cannot get rid of it, then just embrace it. Accept it.
Okay. And besides this sadness and my ongoing practice is also ongoing, and I would like to follow your routes of practice by gaining jhana first, and then yes. So from the time I practice jhana, it has been 6 months already, but still no breakthrough. So I keep watching my breath, but no nimitta, no. Sometimes piti, sometimes sukha, but still no nimitta and no jhana yet.
Your mindfulness is not strong enough yet. So you have to practice more mindfulness. You have to practice mindfulness all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Always be mindful of your breath, be mindful of your body, activity, movement. Be mindful of a mantra to prevent your mind from thinking, wandering all over the place. And if you have more mindfulness, when you meditate, your mind will become more calmer, quicker and longer.
I'm sometimes so envy someone like you who can enter into jhana, because entering into jhana is like really gaining a full bliss, but I still cannot taste it.
That's because you don't practice mindfulness. Envy other people won't solve your problem either. So try to be mindful all the time. As soon as you get up, start mindfulness.
Okay. So maybe I will, besides watching the breath, maybe I will add some mantra in my daily life to it.
Mantra or watch your movement, whatever your body is doing, keep watching it.
Okay, got it.
You only
And-
watch your breath when you meditate, because otherwise it's difficult to watch your breath when you're doing something else. So when you're doing something, just watch what you're doing instead of the breath.
Can you repeat? Pardon, please.
When you're doing something, watch what you're doing. Don't watch your breath. If you're eating, watch your eating. If you're walking, watch your walking.
Okay, got it.
Only watch your breath when you sit down and meditate.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The third question is about the chitta. So before someone has asked you about the chitta, and I heard that Ajahn said that the chitta is permanent. This knowing is permanent. But Buddha in various sutta claims that the chitta is not permanent, saying that the chitta is permanent is a wrong view. So could Ajahn explain why, for what reason do you think that the chitta is permanent, but not rise and fall very rapid enough to make one feel like it is a continuous and permanent?
Well, it depends on what you mean by the chitta. See. You mean the chitta is the knowing element that it exists forever. Whether you call it permanent or not, I don't know, but it doesn't disappear. It's always there. But if you're talking about the conditions in the chitta, then this is changing all the time. The content of your mind keep changing. Sometimes you feel good, sometimes you feel bad. These are the content of your mind.
But
This is anicca.
Sorry. Okay. But I heard someone's also some accomplished master who says that when an arahant dies, no chitta remains. So from your point of view, you think you will claim that the chitta will remain because it is permanent, right? After an arahant dies.
That's right. The chitta always remains. It doesn't disappear. It just didn't go to zero, because you became enlightened or you die. It's still there. It's just whether it go take a new birth or not. That's all.
Okay. So I see some controversy here. Some people will claim that the chitta is impermanent, it rise and fall very, very, very rapidly. Another camp like you will say that the chitta is permanent and it will remain when an arahant dies. Yeah, so I'm a bit confused.
The Buddha said, use Kalama Sutta. Don't believe in anybody until you can prove it for yourself.
So
Okay.
the point
So
that
don't believe me, don't believe other people that you hear. Go practice and prove it for yourself.
Okay. So the point that I can prove that this is when I became an arahant, right?
That's right. That's when you become enlightened.
Okay. Hope I can be someone like you, as enlightened as you.
If you do the practice, you will.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. You are my idol.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, go to Singapore. Vince Chua. How are you, Vince?
Yes, happy.
Okay, you have any question? Yeah.
Yes, Ajahn, for me, I'm very attached to the breath because I think we use the breath as a meditation object. Okay. And I got a little bit panicky when I lost the breath. In certain medical instances. So it seems like the breath is also the part of the body, right? So if we were to lose the breath, seems like I need another mental meditation object in order to stay on track. If not, the panicky mood kicks in because you have never been so panicky before. So yeah. So do we need a mental meditation object if let's say we lost the last breath? Yeah. Because your state of mind tends to be a bit panicky.
What, can you repeat the question again? I don't quite get it.
So we are very attached to our breath. And in instance where we lost the breath, because the breath is part of the body, and so with the state of the mind gets very in a panic mode. And question is, if we lost the breath, because we are so
Okay.
attached to the breath as a meditation object, do
How
we
can
need
you
a
lose the
mental?
breath? How can you lose the breath? You're breathing
Okay,
every day.
because you don't breathe, right? Then you get panic, right? So the state of mind is like very
Yeah,
different.
you have to breathe. If you don't breathe, you die.
So in that instance, I was looking at it. It seems like Buddha is a better meditation object because I still have a mental object. Is that
Well,
correct?
you can use whatever you want. Yeah. If you use the breath, don't worry about the breath. If it disappears from your consciousness, it doesn't mean it's gone. It's still there, but you just cannot feel it. That's all.
Okay. But I think just now you answered Nigel. I thought that was good. Maybe when if I lose it, just accept that I don't have the breath. Yeah. So it seems like a good answer for me when you answered Nigel.
Yeah. Just to be merely knowing. The goal of practice is to be merely knowing. Whether there is something for you to know or not to know, just be merely knowing.
Okay. So I just go back to knowing, and then I will go back to the state of mind, the right state of mind.
Yeah. Okay. Just remain knowing and remain calm and not reacting, not thinking. That's the goal of practice.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Next, Stephanie. Hi, from Oregon. How are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm okay. I just wanted to send respects. Feeling some
Yes.
sadness, just being with sadness.
Just learn to accept sadness.
I'm
If you cannot-
accepting the sadness.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you cannot get rid of it, then just try to learn to live with it. Just
Yeah,
like
that was
painful-
really
just
that
like
was
painful
awesome to hear
feeling.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. How I think Nigel was speaking, that was I know how he feels. So yeah, he's not alone going through being with sadness. Yeah. That's all. I just wanted to show respect. Thank you.
Yeah. If you can accept sadness, then you won't be so sad.
Yeah, that's
The problem is when you're so sad because you cannot accept your sadness.
I'm not attached. Yes, I'm attached to what I'm sad about. It's true.
Okay.
True.
But if you can meditate, you can stop or temporarily stop your sadness when you meditate.
True. Yeah.
Okay, but if you cannot meditate and you cannot get rid of your sadness, then just try to accept your sadness.
Yes, I'm
Be-
grateful
be-
that I can still
Yeah.
meditate.
Yeah. Or grateful that you're still alive, you know.
Yes. Grateful for this awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Next, Samanji. I saw your sister just now. Is she still here?
Yeah, she's here, Ajahn.
Okay. So
She's
you want to ask your question
she is.
yourself.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
How are you, Ajahn?
You still in Sri Lanka?
Yes, I'm in Sri Lanka.
Mhm.
As soon as I arrived at Ajahn, I got sick, and finally it was COVID, and I had to be in the hospital for a few days with some breathing difficulty. Because I left Thailand, I think less than 2 days after I met you, but I was in 2 or 3 days in Chennai. I think from there I got it. For some matter, we went there as well on our return. It was so nice to meet you, Ajahn, and I'm so glad that I met you and also my husband. It was a real wonderful opportunity for us, Ajahn. You were so kind and you explained everything in detail. And thank you so much, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome.
I want to pay respect to you.
Okay, good to see
Today I
you.
don't have any questions.
Okay, good.
Hello, Ajahn.
Yes, you
Can
have
I
some questions. Go ahead.
I have a couple of questions. Now, Vesak season is coming up. Month of May is a Vesak. It's a very important month for all for Buddhists. And in Sri Lanka, many Buddhists, they give more importance to Amisa Puja than Pratipatti Puja. Amisa Puja in the sense they are very interested in going to temple, then make Vesak lanterns and pandals and etc. But I think what is more important is Pratipatti Puja than Amish Puja. What's your view, Ajahn? Like, shouldn't people pay more attention to Pratipatti Puja than Amisha Puja?
Well, see, Amisa Puja is easy than Patipat Puja. So for most people, they just want to take the easy way out. So they do the Amisa Puja instead of the Patipatti Puja.
But people should engage in Pratipatti Puja more. Isn't that so?
If you want to become enlightened, then you have to do Patipatti Puja.
But sometimes some Sri Lankan monks also, like, they encourage their devotees to pay more attention to Amisa Puja. They they collect funds to to get their dana salas built and for things like that. So they get their devotees to collect funds and all. So that makes other Buddhists also to pay more attention to Amisa Puja than Pratipatti Puja. Is it correct? Like,
Maybe because they themselves cannot do the Patipatti Puja, so they cannot lead you or guide you in that way. So they can only guide you in the Misa Puja.
And my next question is, like, there are several, I heard a local monk saying there are just as there are several roads to one destination. Similarly, to nirvana, to attain nirvana also, there are several paths. But he did not elaborate on what he said. He just said that, does it mean that to attain nirvana, we can practice several meditations like Asubha, Vipassana and all? Could you explain?
Well, there's only one path to enlightenment. That is the Noble Eightfold Path. But the way to practice it might be different from one individual to the next. Some people might like to practice in the forest. Some people might want to practice in the cemetery once.
Okay.
Some people like to fast to help their practice. Some people like to use not sleeping as a tool to help them in the practice. So this can differ from character or from each person's character.
I thought, Ajahn, I thought what the monk, Buddhist monk meant was, like, we have several types of meditations to attain nirvana, like Asubha meditation. Like, that's what he meant by that.
Oh, you need to have them all the required one you have to have. If you want to become an anagami, you have to use Asubha.
Okay.
Without Asubha, you cannot become an anagami, the third level
Asubha.
enlightenment.
What are the other forms of meditation, like one should practice to achieve nirvana?
See, this is not samadhi. This is vipassana. And vipassana change from each level. When at the first level of a sotapanna, you study the nature, the aging, sickness nature, dying nature of the body, so that you can then get rid of your attachment to the body. But then when you get to the second and the third level, you need to get rid of the sexual desire.
Okay.
And in order to get rid of this sexual desire, you have to see the body as unattractive, not attractive.
Can all come under Vipassana meditation?
Yes, this is vipassana.
Okay.
It means that you already have jhana. In every level, you need jhana, the support of jhana. But the contemplation or the investigation change from level to level.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then the Sutta Pitaka contains several suttas. like it's not possible for an individual to read all of them because it contains more than thousands of suttas. So could you recommend a few suttas one could read to achieve nirvana? I mean, to help the person to enter the path.
Yes,
Could you
yes.
name a few?
I actually made a book in Thai, collection of the 5 important suttas. The first one I call the Mangala Sutta, the 38 steps to Nibbana. If you can follow the 38 steps taught by the Buddha, you can become enlightened. Called the Mangala Sutta. Okay. Then the next one is the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, which is the first discourse given by the Buddha. This one he taught about the 4 Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. Then the next one is the Anattalakkana Sutta. He taught about the theory of anatta, nothing. There's no self in anything. Everything is a natural phenomena. This is the Anattalakkana Sutta. The 4th one he taught about the Atita Pariyaya Sutta. He talks about the fire. He said that all the sensual objects are like fire. When you see something, it causes your heart, your mind to become hot, burning your mind with anger or with fear, with hatred, or with love. So this is the 4th sutta I recommend it. And the last one is the 4 foundation of mindfulness. This is the sutta that will teach you how to practice mindfulness, how to meditate to get into jhana, and how to investigate the nature of the body, the feeling, and the mind. So these are the 5 important sutta that you should study if you want to become enlightened.
And also, Thanajan, like what are the key factors one needs to concentrate if he wants to become enlightened during this birth itself?
What factors or what conditions?
Sorry, the key factors in the sense key, like what are the
you have to have faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. This is the main important thing. You have to have faith, complete faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Take the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha as your teacher, nobody else. And believe in what they say and follow what they say.
And by Sangha, Thanajan, you mean
noble
right?
disciple, noble
Sangha
disciple.
Arahants, not
yes, Arya, from Sotapanna up to Arahant.
Yeah.
But
in most of the countries, like we hardly find even a Sotapanna in many countries. If that is the case,
there might be some around. You just have to look for them. They don't come out and show themselves. You have to look for them.
We have to look for them. You
have to study with them and learn from them. Then you can eventually find out whether they are noble disciples or not. Unfortunately, in Thailand we have this Thai forest tradition, which produced many noble disciples from Ajahn onward.
But not in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't know why Sri Lanka, being such a good Buddhist country, we hardly find arahants. Only a very few Sotapannas. Not anyone to my knowledge, Thanajan.
Maybe it varies from time to time. Maybe things change. Thailand might lose, and then might go back to Sri Lanka. Yeah. So it might go to America. Who knows? Now lots of monks in America now. So they just move around. Yeah? They change. It depends on each individual who follow the path, whether they have the ability to become enlightened or not. All right.
Okay. Then, I just want. Can I ask one more question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Now, how should an ideal Buddhist behave? A lay person.
Behave.
Yeah.
What they should do.
His daily...
They just follow the 3 paths, the 3 steps of practice. The dana, sila, and pavana, or the 38 steps in the Mangala Sutta.
Okay. Now, for us to do meditation, Thanajan, there's no one to guide us in Sri Lanka. If that is the case, we have to come to some other country to do it.
Not necessarily. When I started, I read the books from Kandy, Sri Lanka, by the Buddhist Publication Society.
There are several books. There are several monks as well. But
Yeah.
what Sri Lankans do most of the time is like they tend to listen to many sermons by several monks. Is it okay? Sometimes they get confused.
I think better to read books from the Buddha, by the Buddha himself, the teaching of the Buddha. There are books by the Buddhist Publication Society in which they select.
Yes,
They selected some of the main teaching of the Buddha. That's how I learned about practice Buddhism from the books I got from Sri Lanka.
We read Venerable Narada Thera's books. Those are very good.
Yeah, Jnana Ponika.
This is Narada Thera.
Yeah,
Then
I read the Four Foundations of Mindfulness from one of the books. They collected all the commentary and put in the same book, you know. So explain all the various steps, the practices. So read the suttas, so the books that collected out from the sutta. Yeah.
We have to read either the English version or Sinhala version. Sinhalese is our mother tongue. English, because we can't, we are not well conversant in Pali.
You can use
But
either
best
one.
would be to read the Pali one, no, Thanaja?
No, not necessarily, as long as you can understand.
Is there a good English translation that you could recommend to read the Sutta Pitaka? Is Bhikkhu Bodhis have?
Yes, I got most of my first books from Sri Lanka, from the Buddhist Publication Society.
Okay.
They have a collection of three booklets called the Three Characteristics of Existence, Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. You can ask them for these three books.
I'll do that. Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
During this Vesak season, in the month of May, people save a lot of animals from slaughter, actually. Cattle, cows and all. But there are certain monks who criticize that, saying that those animals are anyway destined to die like that. That's their karma to get killed, and there's no point saving their lives. And we would rather not think too much about the animals because that's their bad karma. So we should not go and save them from slaughter. Is it true? Like, shouldn't we do that?
No, I think you should help people or animals if you can.
No
because
harm.
that's loving kindness. If you want to practice loving kindness.
Save them from slaughter.
Yeah. And everybody wants to be saved, even the monk himself. Ask him does he want to be saved or not. If someone wants to kill him and somebody came and helped to save him, would he say, no, don't help me, it's my karma to die or not?
Yes, even I thought so. So we should save them and help them.
Yeah, we should try to save if we can. Unless we cannot, then we just have to let it be the law of karma take its place, take its course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Nice talking to you.
All right. I think we have more questions from Kunju, right, Kunju?
Namaskaran. We have 5 questions this evening, and the first 3 questions are from the assistant Gmail, and they are from Herman Lee from Indonesia. Question 1. I have a Buddha altar in my house, which is modeled after a Thai-style altar, where tables are stacked upon each other, but a hypnotherapy practitioner who claimed to have psychic power said that my altar was wrong and would bring bad luck. Should I follow her advice to renovate the altar, or should I just continue practicing meditation and chanting with this altar?
The Buddha said, what makes you good or bad is not the altar that you have in your house. What makes you good or bad is your karma. So believe in the law of karma and do good karma and don't do bad karma. That's all you have to worry about.
Question 2. How often should offerings of fruits and flowers be made at the altar?
You don't need to do anything with the altar, just leave it alone. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't make you better or worse, whether you do or you don't do.
Question 3. What should my mental attitude be when making offerings at the altar? Should I imagine that I'm offering these to the Buddha?
Just think of the Buddha's enlightenment and teaching. That's all you want to do. Remember his teaching and follow his teaching.
The next question,
which can be summarized into three brief sentences. Avoid doing bad karma, do only good karma, and purify the mind.
The next question is from Lee Tekwa, and it's from Facebook. Hi, Ajahn. If I'm constantly irritated by a family member's actions and behavior, what should I do to change this feeling of irritation to a feeling of loving kindness? Thank you.
You just have to accept them for what they are. Like you accept the weather. See, if you can accept the weather, then you won't have any negative attitude toward them. Then you can then have a positive attitude, which is loving kindness. So you have to accept them. That's like you have to accept the weather, because you have no choice. You cannot change them. So you just have to take them for what they are. All right, is that all?
The last question is from Aini Lam. Hi, Ajahn. During the final liberation of Ajahn Mun, the chitta illuminated from the heart. So is the chitta the heart?
It's the same thing. What eliminated is not the chitta, it's the defilement that's being eliminated from the mind or the heart. The heart and the mind is the same thing. Sometimes we use them to refer to the two sides of the. If we talk about emotion, we talk about that. We refer to it as the heart. If we talk about intellectual thing, we refer to the mind as the mind. But it's one thing. It is the knowing element.
That is all, Ka.
Okay. All right. That's about all the time we have for tonight. Thank you very much for your company. I hope this meeting is beneficial for you and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you, admin. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night, everyone.